piss off.
No, you piss off.
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. Today, we're watching Torchwood. And quite frankly, it's about time.
Hello.
Hello.
And welcome back.
Oh, hello.
Have you noticed in this Torchwood series that I'm taking the lead on the beginnings because you take so fucking long to
Yeah, I think
load
it's because
on?
you want to dive into it, don't you?
Yeah, because I want to dive into it, and I also want you to stop taking so long.
Anyway,
Anywho,
how are we?
I'm okay. Christmas break's nearly over.
Yeah, nice to have some time off.
Yes.
For
How are
Christmas.
you?
Yeah, it's a weird time, this Twixtmas that we're in at the moment.
Twixmas?
But, yeah, that's one way of calling it.
Twixmas?
Period betwixt Christmas and New Year.
Betwixt?
Yeah.
How many Twix do you want to eat?
It's not Twixes like the chocolate, betwixt. An old-fashioned word for between.
You're just showing how old-fashioned you are.
No, I've heard people call it Twixtmas.
I just call it the week between.
Well, some people
Christmas
call it the Christmas gooch.
I call it the week that I used to have to work.
And now you don't.
Well,
Not in the same way.
no.
But it's now been Christmas, so we can actually update our listeners on how our Christmases were. Because if you remember, we told our listeners we were going to have our big joint Christmas and our families were going to come together. That did not happen.
It was a massive flop.
It did not happen.
It didn't happen. We're not going to go into the details.
We're not going to go into too much detail, but
there was an argument.
I will just say one word. Chipolata-gate.
That sounds wrong. No, you're going to make me paint me in a picture.
No, I'm not. No, we're not going into any details. But the great conflict of 2023 is known as Chipolata-gate, and it resulted in us not having a joint Christmas after all. But it's water under the bridge now.
Which resulted in my mum saving a pack of sausages and bacon and doing them the next day so you didn't miss out.
Cool.
So you got best of both worlds, mate. Anywho. Yeah. We saw Wonka today.
Oh yes,
That was very good.
it was good.
I liked the music. Stephen was a bit, it's all right.
I liked it, but I said to you afterwards, I just get really irritated with every modern movie musical. They auto-tune the fuck out of the vocals.
Yeah.
And it just sounds really jarring to me. They're talking normally, and then they start singing, and it's like Siri singing.
How old do you think Willie was supposed to be?
20s.
Yeah, I was thinking like 21, 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. If you ever see it on streaming when it comes out, and you yeah, good. We're quite lucky where we live because our cinema's actually quite cheap.
Yes.
Considering where we both used to live,
Mm.
and the cinemas being very expensive.
Yeah.
Your one being more expensive than my one.
Yeah.
But no, it was
Quite
good.
lucky now.
A good
Yeah, it was
little-
good. It was good. It was a Twixtmas treat.
Anyway, shall we move on to the movie?
Let's move to the movie,
Yeah, what we watched.
Torchwood. So this week, we've watched another 2 episodes of Torchwood. We've watched To the Last Man and Meat.
Boop, boop.
Both of which I think Ben enjoyed quite a lot.
I did enjoy quite a lot, actually.
So let's start with To the Last Man.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
It was Yanto. No, it wasn't Yanto. That would have been hotter, though. It was
Tosh.
Toshy Tosh and James?
Tommy.
Which
is hilarious because he's a World War One British soldier who they're colloquially called the Tommies, weren't they?
Mm.
So, yeah.
Oh, and the Germans called the Jerrys.
Yeah.
Jerrys.
So,
Anywho.
bit of an obvious name for a soldier.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was a very good episode.
Let's just get it out of the way. Hottie of the week. Tommy.
Well, from this episode...
From To the Last Man.
Oh, yeah, Tommy.
Tommy's gorgeous.
Tommy is... Yeah.
Yeah. When you thought him and Tosh were going off to have sex, you said something about she's off to get lucky, and then you were like, very lucky. He's a very attractive man.
Yeah. But I will say this episode broke my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to say this to everyone. No, I'm not sorry to say it. Okay, this episode, if Tosh ever leaves the series, this episode should have been her leaving episode.
Right. Yeah.
Because...
You wanted her to go back with him and stay with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for once someone wants her.
Mm.
For once, she could be successful in love.
Yeah.
For once, she has this connection with someone. Tommy, it was... I understand they needed... This episode was all about sacrifice.
Yeah. And also it wouldn't work because his memories reverted when he went back. He forgot everything. So she's from the future, so it just wouldn't really work, would it?
Yeah. It wouldn't have, but they had such a... Tosh, the actress, what was her name?
Naoko Mori.
And then Tommy, the actor.
I don't know his name.
Oh, I thought you would have. I thought you'd be Googling like left, right and centre. But yeah, they had a good chemistry together.
Yeah, they did. They really did. I also think that his story of like, he's frozen and he's woken up once a year.
Yeah.
Like, so basically each day that he wakes up is another year has passed. That's a really interesting way of like seeing history unfold. And the fact that it really puts things in perspective. I loved that bit where he said about, they told us that it was the war to end all wars. And then 3 weeks later, you had the Second World War. From his point of view, 3 weeks, because it is 21 years. And seeing the news on the TV about Iraq. And it's like, it's just so depressing, especially for him, because he's seeing it in fast forward. It's like, it never ends. This human conflict. Yeah. So we got to see another era of Torchwood.
Yes.
The World War I era Torchwood.
Yes.
What did you think?
Top notch.
Yeah?
Loved it. Like, so Harriet died, a year later after that photo was taken. I'm like, okay, who would be with me to sign a petition to bring back Torchwood, but actually bring it back in a different era of time? I think the 1900s, early 1900s, so 1910, I wouldn't go anywhere past end of 1930, the end of the Second World War, maybe. That chunk of time, you've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
You've got the turn of the century. You've got, apparently Jack is involved because he was involved, isn't he? Like,
Oh, yeah.
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 I personally would have keep him away from it.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you actually, that's a good point, because if you do anything with Torchwood, you've got to kind of bear Jack in mind, and I don't think we should see Jack anymore. I think he's done, his character. But
I want to know. I want to know about Gerald and Harriet.
Yeah.
I want to know their story. I want to know how they got involved in Torchwood.
Yeah. So I'm not going to lie. I think they have actually done Big Finish audios about historical Torchwood teams. Whether it includes those actors or not, I don't know. But I'm sure they've done it. But I haven't listened. But I do think it's a really cool thing to explore.
But the thing is, though, I think they need to take note of the change in TV, do an overall series arc, introduce a big bad, because I think that's what Buffy does really well.
Yes.
We compare it to Buffy because I think there's a lot of similarity.
There is a lot of similarity.
Like the Scooby-Doo gang, it's like this.
Yeah.
If you like Torchwood and you haven't watched Buffy, definitely get Buffy.
You've got to watch Buffy,
I would say you have to get past series 1. This is what Stephen said to me.
Yeah.
Because when I first watched the episode with you, when we were very early in our relationship, I was a bit, really?
Yeah. Because it does start off very
twee,
juvenile, and sort of, it's very teenage, like, do you know what I mean?
We've got to consider it was on CW.
Yeah, it's a high school, very high schooly type thing, which is what it is, but it gets more mature as it goes along.
It's a bit like, it's very, very good. And if you like Torchwood, give that a go.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
But yeah, no, do a big bad. Mm-hmm. Some alien that is. Oh, yeah, you can tell my brain is whirling quite fast. This was written by Helen Rayner.
Oh yes, it was. Yeah. Do you remember what she wrote?
An episode that I didn't like.
It was the Daleks in Manhattan with the human Dalek.
Ugh.
Okay, you didn't like that.
If a Dalek could survive outside,
we're not getting into
body,
this.
If it could survive outside its body, why would it need to fuse with a human? It can't.
I am not getting into this conversation.
No supply to the oxygen. No supply to whatever. Maybe it doesn't breathe oxygen. Maybe it needs nitrogen. I don't know.
Anywho, she also has a 2-parter in series 4.
Oh.
But you really liked this, To the Last Man.
I thought she writes much better for adults.
Yeah. The thing is, though, when you see someone's name slapped on the credits, if this person wrote it, you just don't know, like, how much of it is theirs and how much of it was. So, for example, with Torchwood, I don't know if the writers come and, like, they have completely their own ideas, or if they get given an outline and they get told, right, we want an episode where this happens, and they just have to write it. Might be a bit of both.
Yeah.
But yeah. I loved how Gerald and Harriet were very, like, of the time, like, sort of running around, and she's like, oh, hold on a tick. It's quite funny. Yeah. We also got the bits with like Gwen exploring the hospital and the ghosts of the past. I think all that was a bit fillery, to be honest. I guess you needed to. What?
She had that lady who said, leave us alone.
Yeah, that was... So, remember, she first got to the hospital and that man who was an amputee was standing there. And she was like... I love that bit. She's like, hello? And then paused and she's like, I said hello, like rude. And then he starts like hobbling towards her.
Can't see her.
Huh?
Can't see her.
No, he couldn't see her. But then that other one, the nurse, she could see her. You shouldn't be here! You shouldn't be here! Yeah, so I guess you needed to see that, like, it was bleeding through and, like, she could actually see her and blah, blah, blah.
What did the nurse think about her costume? Scandalous.
What did you think about... Oh, what did nurse think about Gwen's costume?
Yeah. Scandalous.
Because...
Maybe she had a bit of cleavage out.
Did she? I don't remember.
I don't know. Knowing Gwen, probably did. Anything to get the boys around. All the girls.
She's allowed.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Owen and Tosh? In this episode, anyway. Because Owen was looking out for Tosh and saying, like, with Tommy, like, be careful not to catch feelings.
Too late.
He said, I don't want to see you get hurt. What do we think about that? Was there any element of, you know, him having feelings for her? Because you did mention about jealousy and you said about if it's like, if I can't have her, no one can.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit.
But he's right as well, though. Like, you know, even regardless of how he feels about her, like, she should be careful not to fall in love with a soldier that's waking up once a year. Like, yeah.
But she has already. She circled the calendar, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
She dressed up for him, even though he wanted to get in her pants.
Yeah.
I'm 24.
What's that accent?
I'm much older than you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's such an awkward person, though.
No,
like,
yeah.
When he kissed her, and then she was like, oh, but I'm much older than you. And then she kissed him again, it was like, and she was like a little pet, like quick, like little bird pet.
Yeah.
That is how you lose a tooth, if you do those quick pets and no one knows about it. The lips are there to cushion.
Okay. Kissing theory with Ben.
That is a biggest thing I hate.
What?
Most of all is when someone can't kiss properly and teeth touch.
Okay.
Use your lips. There's muscles there for a reason. It's only happened once for me and Stephen.
I was going to say.
I've taught him well.
Was that the first time?
It was, yeah, I think it was... Yeah. On our first date, Stephen initiated the first kiss.
No, it wasn't the first date. Oh. I'm not that cheap.
Second date.
Second date.
On the second date. So, we were holding hands.
Yeah.
And we were holding hands. We were moving from bench to bench.
Oh, yeah, to try and avoid homophobes.
Yeah, we were moving.
We were
bench
scared
to bench
of being seen
and,
holding hands.
Certainly, there's Stephen on my face.
No, how I remember it is I was looking at you and I just said, you've got lovely eyes. And you were like, have I? Don't scoff. And then I thought...
That's Stephen's pickup line. Oh, you have lovely eyes.
What's wrong with that? It's romantic.
Did it hurt from when you fell from heaven?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But you do have lovely eyes.
No, I don't.
What colour are they?
Poo brown.
They're not poo brown. They're lovely chocolatey brown.
Which is the colour of? Poo.
If you say so.
I love blue eyes.
Yeah.
Blue eyes are chef kiss.
Okay. Good job I've got blue eyes then.
Yeah.
What did you think about the bit when Tommy was like, I'd do anything for you? He's like, all you need to do is say, Tommy, you're my brave, handsome hero and I need you.
Oh.
I thought it was sweet.
I knew from the beginning.
Yeah.
When that came up, I knew that's what she's going to have to say.
Yeah.
To make him do it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't rocket science.
No. It's sweet, though.
Do you think?
I do. But it was so sad that they had to send him back knowing what happens to him.
Yeah, 3 weeks later he dies.
Yeah, because he gets shot for being a coward, for shell shock.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's really bad. That's what Torchwood do, though. It's like they do what they need to do for the greater good.
Yeah.
I wrote down a quote from you as well in this episode. Jack said he wanted them back at 6:30 in the morning, and it was midnight. And you said, oh, they've got 6.5 hours together, and I guess they're not going to be sleeping.
They didn't.
No. They banged.
If she's lucky, they'll probably get about 3 rounds, maybe 4.
Yeah, but he was also questioning her.
He hasn't released in a very long time. I'm pretty sure she's pregnant with his baby. Maybe.
Oh dear. Hopefully she used a condom. Hopefully she had some in the drawer. Although...
They expired.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tosh.
I wonder if she still keeps that card from Owen. Remember?
Oh, yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Still a wank bank.
Ben?
Ladies wank as well.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about that on this podcast.
What, a wank bank?
Oh my god. Is that going to be the title of this episode?
No.
Please.
That's bold.
Please not. Please no.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's what she does.
Okay. Not what I was expecting to talk about this episode. Something else we got in this episode. We finally got a Jack and Yanto kiss.
Oh, finally. That storyline is a fucking slow burn. I can tell you that for a sure fact.
Yeah.
If I do not get more to their storyline, I want them to say, I love you. Those moments are the nicest. But he's probably going to say, I love you, Jack, when Jack has to sacrifice himself, because that's the type of show it is.
But Jack can't die. How can he sacrifice himself?
Maybe the other way around then.
Maybe.
And Jack was like, I will love you even when I'm a massive head. Floating through space and time. His body just sucked up right in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay, his little device...
Wrist strap.
Where is it?
Vortex manipulator.
Does it become a cock ring?
What bit? No, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you think the face of Bo has a cock?
Because it's
The
got
cock
to
of
reproduce
Bo.
somehow.
Oh, Jack.
Just as penis just goes off with the time.
Okay, right, we're getting silly now.
Do you think the face of Bo is a bit like a fish, where another face of Bo would just release eggs and the face of Bo releases sperm and people just find each other in space?
I don't think there is another face of Bo.
Yes, there is. I do not believe. I may make jokes about him and Jack. Jack is not the face of Bo. That shit needs to be retconned tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. This minute. I'm retconning it now.
Okay. Was there anything else from To the Last Man that you wanted to mention?
I loved it.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good episode. It was emotional. It was well paced. Yeah, it was good. Tosh episodes tend to be a good one because she's a strong actress.
She's a great character, a good actress, yeah.
Let's move on to meat.
Let's move on to meat. As Gwen said to Jack, have you ever eaten alien meat? He was like, he seemed to enjoy it.
Okay, I don't know many bi people, and I'd like people to weigh in if they're bisexual.
Okay.
Is it true? Is it because you hear these myths, or you hear these, I don't know what you would call it, myths, I don't know, whatever, that you tend to be a leaning type of bisexual, like, oh, I lean to liking men more, or I lean to liking women more.
Right.
Is that true? Or is it generally just 50-50?
I think well, as I said, I'm not bi, but from my understanding, it depends on the person.
Oh.
So maybe if someone wants to write in and let us know, so that would be great.
Write in and let us know. Because and I think it's always important to do this, to educate yourself.
Yes.
And if you've got a question, hopefully someone who has the answer is going to educate us and we'll learn.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you're going to educate the world, is if you teach people.
Yeah.
And we will teach people off the podcast. We will say it on the podcast and they'll be like, oh, I didn't know that. And Ben asked the question and yeah.
There we go.
But I am a homosexual, so...
Yes. Really? I'd never known. Anyway. Meat.
Just one chunk of meat. Give it to me.
Wait till after the podcast. So this episode was written by Catherine Tregenna.
Don't know who that is.
Well, she wrote 2 episodes of the last series. She wrote Out of Time, which was the one with the people from the 1950s that came through to the modern day.
Oh, the plane.
Yeah, that was a good one. She also wrote Captain Jack Harkness, which was the one where they went back to World War II, Tosh and Jack, which was also a really good one.
Yeah.
So I think she's a good writer. And she also wrote the next episode, which we're yet to watch. So that bodes well.
Adam.
Yes, but we'll come on to that. We'll come on to that at some point. So the big name on everyone's lips for this episode is Reese. Your fave.
That man, when I tell you, ticks so many fucking boxes for me, it's unreal.
Does he have blue eyes?
He does have blue eyes.
Yeah.
Greeny blue. He's got a nice stocky frame.
Do you know what I should try and do? Shall I try and get in contact and get Kai Owen, who plays him, on the podcast?
No!
And you can tell him how much you like him.
Is he gay?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Then no.
Why not?
Because he'll listen to this episode and be like, ugh, it's first thing over me. But no, if he ever listens to this, you are a very handsome man and you are a very good actor and your Welsh accent melts me.
Yeah. And
when you nearly died for the second time, I was like, please don't die.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that Gwenny Babes is actually decided to defy. He took the bullet for me! He loves me!
Yeah.
Was that a Welsh accent?
It was an accent of some sort, yeah.
And he took the bullet for Gwen.
Yeah.
Luckily it was only in his shoulder.
Yes, very lucky.
He went for his heart, he was dead.
Yeah.
Dale was a crap aim.
But yeah, it's a really good episode. Like, lots of drama between Gwen and Reese and, like, the whole secrets thing.
They work well together.
They do.
Like, that shouting match.
That argument scene is fantastic, isn't it? And do you know a fun fact about that scene? Because someone posted that scene on Twitter and was saying about how, what a good scene it is. Eve Miles retweeted it. And she said, fun fact about this scene is that...
One take,
and it was the end of the filming day and time was running out and they had to finish. And they had to just get in there and do it. And they did it in one take. And that's it.
Top notch.
Yeah.
I don't use top notch very often, but that is good.
Yeah.
I'm starting, don't quote me, I'm starting to warm up to Gwen now.
Yes, she's amazing.
So now she's stopped her slutty ways.
Yeah.
I have no problem being a slut. Just if you want to be a slut, own it.
And be honest about it.
Yes. Be an honest slut.
But on that note, when they were having that argument and Reese said, "What, that bloke in the coat, you fucking him or what?" And she had her face on as if to say, "Oh, how dare you accuse me of that?" And she was going on about trust. And I'm like, excuse me, but we never actually dealt with the fact that you were having an affair with Owen.
She tried to, tell him and then have his memory wiped.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
And then she killed him.
I think she's learnt her lesson from that, and I don't think she would do that again.
No.
But it still makes me feel a bit uncomfortable that happened and Reese knows nothing about it. But maybe it's for the best that way, I don't know.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
Let sleeping dogs lie. But, yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I do. I personally think she was going through a lot.
Yes.
And she found comfort in someone who understood where she was coming from.
Yeah, it doesn't excuse it.
I'm not saying that it was right.
No.
But I'm not saying that there was no justification behind her actions.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen. This is the thing, mistakes happen in this world. We are only human. And these things happen. People, no offense to people who have, but people get cheated on all the time.
Yeah.
But they still go on to have meaningful relationships with that person they cheated on.
Yes, but the person deserves to know, don't they?
Yes. This is a bit of a messed up storyline, but
it is a little bit.
But I do think that Reese probably has dipped his dinkle.
No.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
I think so.
No.
She's away a lot. And they're going through a rough... They went through
No,
a
I
rough,
think he's more honest.
patch.
Remember, she called him the most honest man she knows. I don't think he would do that. I think he would be angry, and I think he would go out. Remember that time he put his pull-in top on? I think he would go out and prove to himself that he could, but I don't think he would actually do it. But yeah. And then that moment where she just blurts out, "I catch aliens!
I catch aliens!"
And then this beat, and he just goes, "Piss off." And then he doesn't believe
her,
her,
the thing is, though, he just fucking saw one.
Yeah, but you would deny it. You would try and rationalise it in some way.
No, he just saw one.
Yeah, but you'd think, oh, it's a whale. It's a beached whale and it's all shriveled up or something, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it keeps mutating. How is he supposed to explain that?
Yeah, this is not logical. This is just what your brain would do, I think.
By the way, don't get me started on that CGI.
Oh, I know, it was awful, but it is what it is. That's the thing, I think, they were making 13 episodes a series like Doctor Who was, but with, I don't know the numbers, but I would guess half the budget, if that, of Doctor Who.
Personally, if it was me, I think Torchwood does better when it's kind of stationary.
Yeah.
And it's kind of simplistic. Like the episode before this had very little CGI.
Yeah.
You have some lights and flashing.
Yeah.
That's easy to create. it was simple, but it focused on emotion, and that's that. I think that's what it must. That's better, personally. This episode, I think, is fucking strange.
Meat.
Yeah, it's a bit like it put me off my tea, and I still eat my tea, but and it made me think. Like I have been really thinking about going vegetarian lately.
Yeah,
because I can't. Every time I think about all those poor animals that are not being chosen, would I choose to be eaten? No, I fucking wouldn't. And yet we go around saying that we need to eat meat, or meat is what we need to eat. And like for me, I'm a bit like, actually no, I don't want to be a part of that anymore. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
But when you're in a relationship, it is hard because I refuse to cook 2 meals.
If you wanted to go vegetarian,
You would have to become vegetarian as well.
Yeah. Maybe we could do.
But you still get to have cheese, don't you?
If you're vegetarian, yes, and vegan, no. But
Yeah. I want to go vegan, but I'd probably... Maybe we should do veggie January.
Yeah, we could do.
Yeah. We'll have to use up the meat in the fridge, though.
Yes.
Because we're not wasting money. We're not made of money.
No, we're not. So this creature, you said you were disappointed that we never sort of really found out what it was.
Oh, yes.
But, how are they supposed to know? How are they supposed to find out?
Ring the doctor.
I don't think Jack has a number for the doctor.
You're kidding me, right? The TARDIS has a fucking phone on the front of it.
Yeah, but when has the doctor ever given Jack a phone or a number? He did give Martha a phone.
Yes.
So if Jack could find...
He rang...
If Jack could find Martha...
But the doctor's dropped Martha home now.
Yeah.
Martha's gone home.
Yeah, but she has a phone. She can call the doctor's number. By the way, shall we mention what we saw in the cinema before the film? There was a trailer for the
Doctor Who
Christmas special with Ncuti Gatwa.
Doctor Who.
And
we're the trolls.
The goblins.
Oh.
What did you think? I said to you, what did you think of that compared to what you've seen of Doctor Who? And you said better.
Yeah, no, it looked better.
It looked good, you said.
It looked cinematic. It looked like it had good visuals.
Yeah, well, that's Disney money, and that's
like
2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So where's this other Amoeba doctor? Where has he gone?
I can't really tell you.
Why?
Because it's a whole big thing.
Oh. Getting his own fucking season.
No, he's no, absolutely not. He's been given a resolution of sorts, and he's tucked away now. And now the true Doctor is Ncuti Gatwa.
He's been given a what?
A resolution, a character. Well, not. No.
He's dead.
No.
He's gone off the rose.
No. He's doing something. He's busy doing something, while the true Doctor goes off.
Doing what?
I can't tell you.
Fighting in the Gallifreyan War.
We've got ages till you ever get to that, but you
fighting in the Gallifreyan War to try and put an end to it, so that he can bring his people back. Yeah.
Maybe. Ben, what am I supposed to say? I'm not supposed to say yes or no, am I?
If that is correct, if I am correct, if I have guessed it correct,
yes.
I told you that they wanted to bring Gallifrey back. I told you, and you was like, "Oh no!" Told you.
Well, we can't discuss such possibilities. Anyway, can we move on, please?
Patreon,
No.
Patreon, shout.
Not ready for that yet. I've got more notes, but you've been waffling on about Gallifrey.
Not waffling on, hypothesizing.
Okay.
Spell that twice.
HYPOTHESISING. HYPOTHESISING.
Do you see the word?
Yeah, a little
Do you
bit.
see the letters?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
A touch?
A touch of the tism. The podcast listeners don't know about that. That's an in-joke we've started. Because I've seen online people say about, I've got a touch of the tism, as in short for autism. And now Ben's made up a song that when one of us does something that's a bit autistic, we go, a touch of the tism. Anywho. So more Owen and Tosh development in this episode.
Do you call it development? He clung onto her arm. He refused to get her eat her sandwich. Well, he took her sandwich.
Yeah.
And he said, rather than going on like a single excursion together, oh, let's do a tournament. Oh, that's really sexy, Owen. You must be gagging for it.
But does he not realise she's asking him out on a date, or is he trying to deflect?
He's trying to deflect because he doesn't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand his feelings.
Or maybe he is just oblivious.
Maybe
it wouldn't occur to him, because remember she was like maybe that's the answer, to go out with someone who knows what you do. And Owen was just like, look around you, Tosh, only we know what we do. And she's like, in her head, she's like,
that's the point.
That's what I meant. But but obviously he doesn't see her as an option.
Got Yanto, and Yanto's got Jack. Gwen's got Reese, and Reese has got Gwen.
So the big event of this episode, I guess, is that Reese comes into Torchwood.
Yeah.
And learns about what they do and gets involved and gets to keep his memory at the end.
I knew that she would not do it because of the way she put it in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Does anybody else actually use the back pocket?
No, because you're going to sit on whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was a window dresser...
That sounds like you used to get dressed in windows.
No, I used to dress windows.
For shops. Yes.
I used to carry scissors in the back pocket.
Oh.
I used to get told off by management all the time.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But I always needed a pair of scissors on me. And there was amount of times when I got told off and I had to put the scissors away, that I would come up to, I need scissors. I have to go all the way back up to the office to get a pair of scissors and come all the way back down. It was just like, not worth it.
Well, was it worth having your bum stabbed?
I'm not going to stab a bum, Stephen. They're pointing down.
Well, I don't know. It might hurt you somehow.
I don't know. Don't think
so. So what do we think about Reese knowing about Torchwood?
He's slightly annoying about it.
About, when he was like...
He was just going on and on and on.
Yeah, but you would, wouldn't you?
And then he was like, we're going to keep a scrapbook.
Yeah. That's just his excitement. It's gonna
But
die down.
I think Reese is going to be like, almost be like at the end of the day, like, oh, what aliens did you see today?
Yeah.
Was it a big scary one?
But I think it's the right time for that storyline to happen, because she needs someone at home to talk to about it.
From the tiny bit of the snippet of the next episode, she pulled a gun on him.
Well,
and then she said something about kill him. I'm pretty sure that my guessing storyline is coming to fruition.
What was that?
That she's going to get pregnant by an alien baby, and it's going to be Reese's ditto form, shall we call it?
So a shapeshifter pretending to be Reese.
And then she's going to have this shape-shifting baby.
Well, we shall see.
And then she's getting married the next episode, and then she's like 9 months pregnant, and she's like, I'm going to give birth to this blob right here.
Yeah.
And then there's her family, like, what the fuck have you given birth to? And there's a unit coming in blazing. We must take your baby, because we must take the thing that you have birthed, because it needs to be tested.
Okay.
But then Jack steps in and said, you have no jurisdiction here. We are unit. Yeah, and I'm Torchwood, babe. Bite my ass. And he picks up the blob and he walks out.
That's so accurate.
What?
Yeah, we're Torchwood. Bite my ass.
And then she gets to keep her blob baby.
Yeah. Anyway.
And they call it Blobbert.
Blobbert.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did say in the episode with Reese, when he got threatened to be shot, and then Gwen came out and said, I'm here, and put a gun down and everything. It was like, it's an example of why you shouldn't work with your partner.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, most jobs aren't like that, but, when your emotion and your home life gets involved, it's. Anyway, shall we rank the episodes?
Yes. I already know.
Okay, so I'm guessing they're both going near the top.
It's going to go meat, and then then the other one.
What, meat at the top?
Yeah.
Then to the meat's your favourite episode so far?
Yeah.
Of any Torchwood?
Yeah. I found myself really invested.
Yeah, it is a good episode. Yeah.
But I found it like, actually, I found like what the episode that what was the previous that Matt saying about Man.
To the Last Man. Yeah.
What that was missing. I think it was missing that drama. It was very
It was more emotional.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I like this high stakes, high action drama. Don't get me wrong, I do think that episode's really good, but I actually really like this whole, like, we've seen a massive development in the plot between Gwen and Reese, and we saw more Grease, and I'm happy when we see more Reese.
Grease. You
I
super
didn't
saw
say
more
that.
Grease.
I think Reese.
I think it sounded like Grease. Anyway, maybe that's their ship name. Grease. So anyway, let me think about my ranking. I do like both those episodes as well. Am I going to put them right at the top? No, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to put them quite near the top, underneath Greeks Bearing Gifts. But I'm going to put them in the other order to what you did. I'm going to put To the Last Man first, and then Meat.
Oh.
I do like them both, though.
I do think if they could be even, they would sit on this very. It is splitting hairs, isn't it? They are both very good episodes.
Yes,
and like I do think there is to compare them is hard because they're very different stories. So you're splitting hairs, and I think you just got to go with which one invested you more. And I think I invested more emotion into Meat.
Right. So that's that. That's our latest episode of Torchwood Series 2. The next one, as you know, is called Adam, and you think you're going to get proven right.
Do you have a twinkly smile? Yes, you do. When I'm right, you give me a twinkly smile.
Yeah. You remember we were talking about similarities with Buffy?
Yeah.
Next episode is very similar to a Buffy episode.
Which one?
I can't tell you that, but we'll discuss
what series?
Off the top of my head, can't remember. I think it's series 4, season 4. Anyway.
Oh, Adam.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. So just before we finish, I wanted to share a lovely message that we got sent from Charlie. And the message goes as follows.
Hello, Charlie.
Hi, Stephen and Ben. Finally finished all episodes of the podcast to this date after discovering it a few months ago. I just wanted to say how much I love you letting us have a glimpse into your thoughts on the show I've loved most of my life. Particularly as another member of the acronymed community, I really appreciate how vehemently you support all identities under the queer umbrella, especially in times such as these. Whilst I love your Doctor Who discussions, I also really appreciate your tangents about your lives. I spent half my life questioning my identity, and I relate with so many of the things you both say regarding both sexuality and neurodivergence, and it's honestly so heartwarming to listen to your podcast and feel just a bit normal. I hope that makes sense. Then Charlie goes on with a PS that says some Doctor Who opinions coming. Your podcast made me rewatch Torchwood. I've only ever watched it when I was about 11ish, definitely a bit too young. And OMG, I'm on season 2 and obsessed. I think 11 is too young to watch Torchwood.
11 is far too young. The first episode's about a sex demon.
I know. To be fair, I was 14 when I watched that one, which is only a few years older, but yeah. Then Charlie says, season 4 is my favourite season of Doctor Who, and I literally cannot wait for Ben to watch episode 3, Planet of the Ood, of that season. I think Donna really proves herself the best companion in that episode, and Catherine Tate as an actor is just chef kiss. 12th Doctor is my favourite, but honestly the glimpses of Ncuti so far, he might become my favourite. He just has this instant gravitas, brackets, mavitas, in the role. That's a joke you won't get, Ben, but listeners will. So I absolutely adored getting that message from Charlie. That was really sweet. How does it make you feel knowing that people are listening to our podcast and like it makes them feel more normal?
It makes me feel happy
that you can spread that.
Because I have always been known, once you get to know me, once I feel comfortable, I'm a little bit eccentric.
Just a little bit, yeah.
I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I know that. I've known that most of my life. And it's very sad, but in most of my friendship groups I've ever had, I've had to mask to fit in.
Yeah.
Especially as I grew older. Like, yeah, it was...
And it's very draining.
Yeah, it is very draining, and it is very tiring, and it makes your teen years very hard.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say, Charlie, is your clan is out there somewhere. Your people are out there somewhere. Be safe out there. Not everyone wants to be your friend. That's my biggest advice to everyone.
I'm 31 and I'm still learning that not everyone's going to like me.
Yeah, and Stephen, that's one of your biggest...
I really struggle with that.
Stephen wants to be liked.
Yeah.
And where I got to the point in my life where I know that I'm Marmite, but I found Stephen and my life became a lot better after I found Stephen.
I think it's just about getting older and wiser and the world is getting wiser in some ways, because the internet helps a lot. Like, if it wasn't for the internet, we wouldn't be able to do this podcast.
Yeah,
and
but
talk
I
to
also
people,
say this: the internet's a very
it's a
dangerous
double-edged sword,
place.
definitely.
And
But you
like,
you can't deny the good it does in that. Say you're a queer questioning person, like growing up at this point, you have access, you can Google and you can find so much stuff. Whereas, 30 years ago, you were isolated. How were you supposed to learn anything?
like, yeah, like.
So it definitely has its benefits. So yes, long story short, we love getting messages like that. So thank you, Charlie. Thank you to anyone who messages in.
Yeah, thank you.
It's nice to know that there are people out there and that we're having some sort of impact, even if it's only small.
It's nice to know that two going on middle-aged gay men
That's scary.
are making people feel safe. And with all the hatred in this world that is bubbling around, be safe. This is the thing that I don't, it gets me angry and angrier and angrier. People will say, oh, but it's not right, blah, 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 blah. You can't love a man because I'm a man. I'm like, how can you say that? How dare you just shit on a nearly 8-year relationship?
Who's saying that?
No, I'm just saying in like
I was going to say, I haven't heard anything about this.
those type of people.
Yeah.
That,
Although you did have that colleague, that woman who said to you about, oh, maybe you just haven't met the right girl yet. Maybe you should go out with a girl. And you told me that. I was livid. I was like, how dare she? We've been together
livid,
7 years.
But I was laughing at.
Yeah, you like the attention, but no, it's homophobic.
I did say to her many, many times, I said, look, I am gay.
And it's very
I've been
disrespectful
with
of your
my partner
relationship.
7 years now.
Yeah.
You need to respect that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, she would say, my manager was a gay man as well. He had been with his partner for 3 years.
Yeah.
And she would say the same thing to him.
Yeah, I just think it's an attitude that is quite poor.
My personal opinion is I don't think she came across very many gay people in her life.
No, well, she needs to learn.
Maybe she found me attractive, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not, because I'm ugly shit, but yeah.
No, you're not. You're gorgeous.
I have an emoji to our fans.
Anyway, yes, you still refuse to show your face.
Yeah, I don't want to.
It's fair enough. That's your choice. But it just means that you look like a Santa emoji or a happy face emoji.
Good. Yellow's my favourite colour. Fun fact, guys.
Yeah.
Don't bother asking Stephen, because Stephen's not very good at picking favourites.
No, I'm not. We know that.
I just think of his favourite colour as purple.
It was for a while, but if you ask me now, I think maybe blue.
Oh.
Anyway.
We should normalise the change of favourites.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, okay, I've got favourites that stay rigid because they just speak to me. Like, bears will always be my favourite animals.
Yeah, I wonder why.
This is before I knew anything.
Yeah.
This is when I was this very small child.
Yeah,
bears.
I'm only joking.
Yellow has been my favourite colour for a long time in my life. I remember a time when a boy in my primary school said, that's a girl's colour, you can't like yellow.
What?
So I changed it to blue for many, many years.
Oh.
And then I got to my teen years, like, I fucking like yellow.
Fuck it. Embrace the yellow. It's very suited to you because they say it's the colour of insanity.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's very suited to me. I went insane a long time ago. So, yeah. All right, I stopped tangenting on then.
Yeah, let's do our musical moment.
How does the Torchwood theme tune go?
Do 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 do.
Patreon, Patreon.
Okay.
Patreon,
shoutouts. Patreon shoutouts.
Patreon.
You can't deny that's better.
It is better.
Yeah. You sound like Tarzan when you go Patreon.
I can't rift properly.
Ha, rift.
No, rifting your voice.
That's,
you fluidly
yes, I know.
go through
That's riffing, not rifting. But anyway,
Oh.
On the Patreon note, we have a new patron to welcome to the team.
Welcome to the Torchwood team.
A humongous thank you to our latest patron, Amber.
Amber, thank you. We wish you well, like we do all of our podcast Patreon members.
So thank you, Amber, and you join the ranks of Louisa,
Thank you, Louisa.
Philip,
Thank you, Philip.
Jason,
Thank you, Jason.
Joe,
Thank you, Joe.
Tom,
Thank you, Tom.
Louis,
Thank you, Louis.
Michael,
Thank you, Michael.
Ferna,
Thank you, Ferna.
Heather,
Thank you, Heather.
Benny,
Thank you, Bethany.
Caleb,
Thank you, Caleb.
and Monica.
Thank you, Monica.
We are honestly so grateful to have your support.
Yes.
We don't offer you anything apart from on certain tiers you can get a badge or a few stickers when you join. But just to have your support means so much to us, so thank you.
It really means a lot. As you know, life is not easy for a lot of people, and life is busy for a lot of people. And so we do this for those people who enjoy to listen to it. And this podcast will always be a free podcast, but your support is welcomed greatly.
Yeah.
And we thank you a lot. And especially at this time of year, to get a new Patreon person.
Patron.
It means a lot. And
Yes.
thank you for your continued support.
And if you are listening and you'd like to support us via Patreon, you're very welcome. You can find the details linked in our show notes. You can also find our Redbubble store where you can get Ben's designs on a variety of products, be it t-shirts, mugs, etc. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at About Time Cast, and on TikTok at About Time Podcast. And don't forget, we've also got a lovely Discord server set up by the lovely Aaron, and it's always nice to see people chatting on there and to have a bit of a chinwag. So come and join in the fun if you haven't already.
I'm not on the Discord, just let people know.
No, Ben's very exclusive.
The amount of podcasts Stephen's been on, and I haven't been on one. Stephen does the heavy lifting. Could you not tell yet?
Well, I'm really glad that you're starting to enjoy Torchwood more again, because the first couple of episodes you were a bit meh.
I was a bit meh.
But it's picking up. It's picking up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's picking up. It's good.
And hopefully before too long, we'll be able to get on to the wonderful Donna in Series 4, the highlight of
Donnie.
my life. Anyway, have you got anything else to add?
Remember, stay safe, stay cool, stay fantastic.
Oh, I like that. Stay fantastic, everyone. Bye.